with my P80 build. Y'all can see from the, oh, he wants to say hey too. Get over here. Oh. Y'all see? Y'all see him? Alright, anyway, we're back with the P80. As you can see from the thumbnail, I'm gonna still go ahead and show you guys anyways. Let me get it nice and focused. It needs some more light. I don't got my ring light with me. Alright, so you guys can see a little bit better light now. I love the color. I love the base plate, how it goes with the slide. It's got some good contrast going on. The barrel is super dirty, but that's just because all of that gunpowder coming up, coming from the ports. And so for those of you who don't know, what a ported barrel does is as the bullet's coming through, it shoots all this excess gas up. So as the gun's trying to recoil, it shoots the gas up and cancels it a little bit. It's not, I don't know if I would say it's a night and day difference, but you can tell, and it definitely does help a lot. It's just not like, it doesn't make it feel like it's a 22. You know, you're still gonna have some recoil, but it definitely does make it smoother, help with the return, everything. It looks amazing as well. I like how you can see through the Zafiri Precision slide. I like how you can see the barrel. I think it looks good, and whenever it's clean, it looks a lot better. I just have been shooting it to test out, function test, and it looks amazing. So whenever it comes to the slide, the Zafiri Precision slide, the back stippling on this, not stippling, but the cuts, I guess, this texture is very firm. It's easy to get a grip on. My hand doesn't slip at all. Up here, just because the slide cuts, I can still get a good grip, and I can still rack it from the front. Rack it from the rear is definitely a lot easier, but I can do it from the front if I wanted to. So the P80 frame, I didn't have any complications with milling the frame. Let me show you guys the frame real quick. So I didn't have any problems sanding down the frame. I didn't do the best job. I could have went with some sandpaper and sanded it down and made it look a little bit smoother, but it definitely got the job done. I heard nail polish remover, acetone, is good to use, so I could have did a little bit better on this, but this was my first time milling everything out and drilling the holes and sanding it, you know, doing all that stuff with the Dremel. My channel, I went a little bit bigger with the channel. I think I got a really good cut. It is not the smoothest either. I actually, with the Dremel, the drill bit that I had, it was too small, and so the channel, let me try to get it to focus. The channel is a little rough, but I mean, it gets the job done. Nobody's gonna see the inside of my channel. It was my first one. I definitely know for next time. Actually, I've already did a 10 frame for the 17. That video will be coming in soon, and I got a 19 also coming this Monday, so in a couple more days. And I'm doing better on those. I already did the 17. The 17 is definitely a lot better. So for the lower parts kit, it started out with the JDS lower parts kit. And that was, I wasn't a big fan of it. I had some problems with the trigger. The trigger was rubbing back here against the wall. I had to sand it down, the trigger bar right here. Let me get it to focus. There we go. I had to sand it down right here where the trigger bar ended up connecting with the frame and rubbing against this metal piece. I had to sand both those pieces down to give it more room. I also put a Glock OEM connector in it. And after I did that, the trigger was amazing. So for the first couple hundred rounds, I put 150 rounds through it at first and had no malfunctions, but the trigger got crazy hard to pull. So I was trying to pull the trigger, and man, it took everything in me to get that trigger to pull. So I ended the day, came back home, I sanded it down like I just said, switched the trigger or switched the connector. I did polish this down, sand it down or Dremel it down a little bit and polish it. And I did the same thing to the safety plunger, which I wish I wouldn't have did. I didn't need to, but I did do it just a little bit. And after I did that, that fixed the trigger. The trigger was great. I also, that first time I went back and modified it, I switched the recoil spring. So I had a cross armory recoil spring in it, which was doing great, doing amazing. But then I got this OEM one and thought that it would be better because it's OEM. But I don't know if Midway USA lied about it being OEM or because it's ported. I was having trouble feeding the next round into the chamber from the magazine. So the second time I went to the range, it was a complete fail because I switched out the recoil spring and all I did was go home, put the first recoil spring back in it, which actually not this one. This one has been working too. I've been testing out both of them. And with these two recoil springs, I've had 0 malfunctions. So not counting the recoil spring, I've shot 500 rounds through it and haven't had any malfunctions. I just had the trigger mess up. With the recoil spring, I couldn't get through a full mag. It was terrible. But after I put the first recoil spring or this one in, I haven't had any malfunctions of 500 rounds. The shooting footage, I'm gonna put it up. I was doing great with it. I don't have any sights on this, so the next thing I want to do is get some suppressor height sights and RMR. I'm gonna go with the Hollis on this one, or I might go with the RMR and do like a tan one. I don't know, but I definitely love the way that this slide looks. Everything's been working good on it. The internal parts kit or the upper parts kit is from Cross Armory. They had an amazing thing. I went to NZD Performance to get the upper parts kit first, and the striker would not fit inside the chamber. And I sent them a video, and they're like, no, it's fitting inside the chamber. We seen it move. It's compressed. So they don't know what they're talking about, and they're trying to argue with me. So I just gave up and went to Cross Armory. Shout out to them. They did great with that. Let me show you guys the base plate that I had to go with it. So this is a 17 round mag. Of course, the Glock 17 takes the 17 full size mags. And then I have the Ghost MOAB, mother of all base plates, extended base plate. And it's a +6. It's amazing. You got this little grip on the bottom so you can rip it out if you need to. And it looks good. It goes with the slide, just the perfect amount of contrast, I think, whenever it's in the gun. Side by side, I don't like the way it looks, but when it's in the gun, it's just different enough to tell it's different, but it still looks good together, in my opinion. So I think I went over everything that I did, all the internals I put, like I said, JDS. I switched out the connector and had to polish some stuff. I'll go with somebody else for another lower kit just to see how it goes. I'm gonna try the Zafiri Precisions next. For the future, what I plan on doing is putting a different trigger in here. I don't know what I'm gonna go with. I might go with the Timney trigger, I like those, or I might try some Apex or Overwatch. I really don't know. It's up for grabs. I'm gonna do something. I might do a tan one to match or FDE to match everything I got going on, or a gold one. Another thing I'm thinking about doing with this is putting gold sights, a gold mag well, and having a gold base plate and going with tan and gold as the accents. I think that might look good. I don't know, I'm gonna play around with it. This is my first build. Everything's been doing good. So you guys can see with the shooting performance, I was mag dumping, I was shooting fast. Like I was saying, the first issues that I had with the trigger being hard to pull, after I fixed it, this thing was running amazing. I wasn't hitting accurate shit with it because I have no sights, but it performed great. It performed amazing. This is the Sniper Gray lower, or the P80, the Sniper Gray P80. So it might look black at some angles or on camera, but in person you can tell it is a very dark gray, and it's definitely not black, but I like the way it goes with the color. So it's the Sniper Gray P80, just for those of you who are curious. The slide is all Zafiri Precision, if you couldn't tell from the barrel and the logo that's on it. And the Cross Armory upper parts kit really did help a lot. I love the recoil spring. I'm thinking about getting a tungsten guide rod, a recoil spring from Glock store, and trying out a lighter recoil spring. For those of you who don't know, with the ported barrel or a compensated barrel, a lighter recoil spring is recommended. On my Glocks, I run OEM everything. I don't change it even if I put a compensator on it. But with this, I'm thinking about trying some aftermarket stuff just because that might work better with this build. With my Glocks, I have not had any problems, but with this, a lighter recoil spring might help with the ported barrel. So I'm definitely liking how this is playing out. I got a couple upgrades planned for it. The shooting, the performance was amazing for a P80, no malfunctions, and with this being my first build, I'm definitely feeling good about it. I have a couple more tuned in, or I have a couple more coming in, so make sure that you guys stay tuned in to see those coming up. I have a 17, I have a 19, I have a 26, I might throw in a 34, a 17 long, and probably one more 26, then I might be done with these and hop into PSA daggers. For those of you who don't know, PSA dagger is like a serialized version of this that you don't have to do too much stuff to, but it's cheaper, and they are, I would say, a little bit more reliable than most P80s are. You can definitely get a good P80, but it depends how good you are at building. So There's a lot of variables. Everything else has been good. Let me know what you guys want to see next, what build you want to see. Recommend some parts and some websites to go to check out. Other than that, we're about to hit 1,000 subscribers soon, so I don't know what we're going to do for that. If I'm going to shoot 1,000 rounds in one range trip, or I don't know. 1,000 something is what we got to do. I can't do $1,000 giveaway, but I want to do something with 1,000. Maybe a 100-round mag dump 10 times, something like that. Just let me know what you guys want to see, what guns you guys want to see next. I'm going to put in-screen video that's going to be on the screen right now for my other P80 builds that you guys can go watch on how to build a P80. And thank you guys for everything. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.